There we go. Sorry about the odd angle. My camera doesn't always register up and down, or at least when I go live, it wants to start with the camera facing me rather than the exterior camera, so just gotta roll with it sometimes. Okay, before we officially get things going, let me send out a couple links here and there. Live? Yeah, there we go. We're back to being live again. Alrighty. So if you've read the title of this video, today's live stream, we are going to be updating some of these pictures that have not sold yet. Now, I understand abstract isn't for everybody, or sometimes pour paintings are just, this looks nice, this looks cool, but it definitely could use a little bit of pizzazz. And this one I've also had for quite a long time. Let's see. Ooh, I've had it for 1 year. And if you want to see me making this this exact picture, there's a video that I've titled Beautiful Mess. At least I'm pretty sure. That is where you can see me create that painting. I do try to title all of my paintings with the same YouTube video that I was making them with. So this one is from the live stream All Pink, the 4th, 21st, 25. But today's main goal is to give some of these pictures the updates they so desperately need. Well, I like them. I would be much happier if they went home to somebody. Like this one looks pretty cool. This one is giving like desert canyon vibes, but I feel like it could be better. And this one I just don't really know what to do with, but I'll figure something out. We've got this one we're going to be updating too. This one is also from the same live stream, All Pink. So these two were made with the same paint colors, same day, same live stream. They're just a little bland. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with this one, but we'll figure something out. And then I've got these here. Pretty simple. I originally intended for the silver, the gold, and the blue to all go together. I intended to sell them all as a 3-piece. Oh, hello, Medley. Thank you so much for joining me. We're just going to be doing some updates to some of my old spray paintings and pour paintings. But since these ones here aren't selling, we're going to give them a new face. So I think to start things off, I'm going to go with this little one here. Now, first off, I am surprised that this one has not sold yet. The amount of detail and the amount of movements that is in here, personally, it's one of my favorites. But more importantly, so far, I have been using this one to tell people that they do not need fancy paints. They don't need fancy brands. They don't need $20 bottles of pour paint. And yes, some pour painting brands will charge you that much for a bottle. Even if it's a mega bottle, this was made using dollar store paint. And if you want to see me create this one was in a video titled, I Just Can't Contain Myself. And that is just to highlight the fact that all of this is dollar store paint. It can't get any cheaper than that. And then you get something like this. So it just goes to show you that you don't need the expensive stuff to make something really amazing. And I know exactly what I want to do with this one. Let me go grab my spray paint real quick. Word of advice, if you want to do some spray painting for yourself, I highly recommend letting your cans sit out in the sun for just a little bit to warm them up, because cold spray paint is not so effective as it comes out of the can. I mean, it'll get the job done, but at best you will get a bunch of texture and speckling. So the flow rate is not the best. And I want to look for golds. Is this gold? Yes, it is. Feel free to ask me any questions that you got. I will answer them to the best of my ability. If I don't see them, let me know you've asked a question and I will look for it. Here we go. Alrighty, my most favorite stencil I have used ever. So we got a double tree line. This makes it a little bit easier to see. So we've got the negative, or no, we've got the positive and we've got the negative. What it means when I say that is whenever you put a stencil down, what you are covering up is going to be the negative. Okay, so I haven't fully fleshed that out, but the understanding is this: whatever is underneath of the stencil is going to be untouched. Whatever is above it is going to get covered. So with this stencil, we have both coverage and the application. And now that I think about it, gold may not be the right color to use here. Although something like this would look really cool, just like something like that. Well, shoo. If this stencil were just big enough. You know what? Yeah, I'm liking that. Let me zoom you guys in a little bit more so we can stay focused on the picture. And I'm sorry if the camera gets a little bit grainy. We're just working with what we've got here. So then what I want to do is I want to preserve most of the movement and the color down here. And since we have a lot of extra dark color up here, I'm going to be covering over that. or painting over that, I'll say. All right, now we need a couple weights. Where did my weights go? This will just help to ensure the spray painting stays down. The closer I can get it to actually like laying flat on the canvas, the better everything will turn out. Get those nice crisp lines. Color-wise, we could go with a really bright sunset, but that might outcompete those other colors. What do you guys think we should do for the sky? Unfortunately, I have almost every color but black. Black is like the first color I'm gonna run out of. Oh, let's see. You know what? Yeah, that might work. All right, I think I got it. We are gonna go for very moody pink, almost red sunset. I don't have anything small enough to put on there. I don't think. No, it just wants to lift ever so slightly. But the more weight I can put on it, there we go. That looks like that'll work. All right, let's do it. Ooh, the pink is looking a little thin. Sorry. So why the brown? The brown is just going to help give us a little bit of shadow where black would have. Since I don't have black right now, I'm just gonna have to use what I've got. All right, we're gonna go in with a little bit of fluorescent bright orange to help bring back some of those highlights. It's looking all right, but that brown really made it speckly. And I think my red is trying to go all gummy on me. And we are going to let this sit and dry for a little bit before we do anything else to it. So that way the stencil has the best chance of staying put. All right, next up on the list, how about we tackle, let's do something with this. Yeah, there's not a lot going on with this one. I understand why it hasn't sold. It kind of made me think of stone at first, but looking at it now is just like, what is this? So let's get creative. And let's see. Haven't done a lionfish in a while. I'm thinking, yellow could work. Might have to cover up a lot of that yellow, but I think yellow would work. Oh no. What is it with the yellows and sputtering? Well, if anything, it'll give us a base layer to work with. So this, I don't know why. I feel like spray paint quality has gone down a lot. Or I just somehow always manage to find the spray cans that are like the oldest of the oldest. Because every time when I use yellow so far, it's either extremely watered down to the point to where it just will run straight off the canvas, or it's sputtery like this. Maybe I need to soak the cap in acetone or something. Well, if anything, that'll give us a base that we can build upon. And then I've got this yellow here that's supposed to be a gloss. That one looks like it actually wants to work today. All right, then let's go in with a little bit of fluorescence to add some character to our lionfish. And for the sake of it, let's see. Little bit of pink to warm it up, because why not? Coming back with the fluorescence just to make it a little bit more of that really nice tropical peach. And Let's see. Oh, that brown is being sputtery. That's right. Well, you know, how about we go in with some fluorescent green? I forget every now and then I have this stuff. And lastly, how's this one doing? You know, it's a little different. Kind of like it. Let's go back with that fluorescent green and try to keep it more cohesive. All right, let's see the reveal. What we got? Ooh. Very nice. I like it. Bring you guys in for a close look. Yeah, okay. This looks like it belongs in a tropical restaurant. You know? Like a seafood restaurant, maybe? That'd be cool. Set this aside to dry. And let's have a checkup on the first painting that we did. I don't want to leave the stencil on there, otherwise it will dry and stick with the canvas. Kind of like if you put new paint over, or fresh paint over recently dried paint, you can actually lift it. So let's see what we got here. If everything looks good, it's not quite what I was expecting. Well, I could always go in and paint some details by hand. Man, if the yellows weren't sputtering on me so bad, I'd be able to do some kind of a sunset. All right, well, this is never a fail. It just means I'm going to come back to it, and we're going to try again later. For the next one, where did they go? How about we go with silver? Let's try something for the silver one here. I'm feeling like we need something tropical again, but with a twist. This stencil here is one of my all-time favorites. Maybe not with this one. We could do something like that. It'd have to be a solid color. Hmm. I feel like it would need to be a dark color in order to really stand out. I don't have too many dark colors left. Hmm. Man, if only my red wasn't sputtering so much, that would actually look really good. All right, well, time to wing it. If I can't figure out what to do, it's time to do something random. Okay, that's definitely random. And we've already got silver. Yellow is screaming out to me. And for just some extra contrast, three, two, one. You know, sometimes you just gotta throw stuff at the wall. Can't tell how well this is showing up on camera, but I feel like it's on its way to becoming something. I just don't know what. I'll set that one aside to dry. We'll bring out this one. Let's see. We have got plenty of options, but this one, I did a cutout of this here. And I feel like it needs to be on this one. Something like that. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so let's put some of these down. I don't have any smaller than that. Oh, wait, I do. Maybe. And then I'm just gonna have to do that when I get to those areas. So otherwise, they will not stay down. And I do want to preserve some of those. So how about we add some butterflies? Although I kind of wish they were a little bit smaller. Gotta have something. I can't quite find anything small enough. Yeah, that's just a little too big. Could go with rubber bands or some bubbles, but I don't think it would really give the same feel that I'm going for. And I don't have any. Well, actually, I could use some leaves. Some leaves might work. I just have to make sure they stay put when I start spray painting. Nice little bursts of color. Let's see, what if we do kind of like a crown? Can we do a crown? That might not work. Alrighty, that looks like that might work. All right, let's give it a try. Let me just make sure this one spot is in the right place, and it is not. I need it to be right there. right, base color, I'm thinking let me see if I can get the brown to work and not sputter. Oh, there we go. All right, we're going brown. Oh, stay put. Oh no. You'll see why I'm doing brown here. Although, this is the only problem using leaves. Okay, well, I guess we're just not gonna cover that. Okay. Now we are going to take a couple of these off, and I'll show you why. Stay put. Please don't blow away. Let's see. I feel like this would work. Maybe. Well, if anything, it'll be in the background. And that's okay if it's a little bit off center. Might actually help tie it all together. Okay, so let's go in with see, we've got purple, we've got yellow, we've got pink, we've got blue. Let's go with a little bit of the gold. And then from there, I'll take this away. Okay, that's good, that's good, I like that. From there, I feel like we need, let's go with some bronze colored sputters. Oops, I took off one of the leaves. Bummer. That's okay. Okay, and let's see what we got. Not bad, not bad, not bad. I might have to go in and refine some of the details. I don't know if you guys can really see it, but this looks pretty good. And I specifically wanted that little pink spot right there to be in the middle. Kind of looks like a heart. On to the next one. We got the blue. Let's see. Let me just adjust you guys one more time. Lemon! Oh my goodness. I am so sorry. I did not see that you were on. YouTube has been really bad about giving me notifications. So happy you could join. Something about this is telling me it needs to be water related. It's got to have something to do with water. Can we do something like this? That could work. It's a little bit on the thin side for water though. That could still work. Skyla! Oh my goodness! You guys are awesome! Thank you for dropping in. I'm just trying to figure out what I can do to update some of my paintings here. It's a lot harder than one would think. But that's what I get myself into. I'm thinking we should keep going the abstract route just for now, because it seems like every stencil that I have might or might not work, and it's just I have fun with abstract. So let's see what we can do. Again, I'd be more than happy to answer any questions to the best of my ability. So if you have any queries about what it's like spray painting, or you just want to ask questions or shoot the breeze, I am here for it. And let's see, this does not have any metallics on it, so we're going to hit it with some gold. And let's see here, a little bit of dark blue around the edges, just because that actually looks really nice. All right, time for the reveal. Ooh. Well, that's quite different. I don't know, guys. Sometimes I have my days, other times it's like, what is this? But like I said previously, just means I get to try it again later. And I will be taking pictures of everything that we worked on today. So you don't have to worry about that. Here is another one that has, 2023. This one stuck around for a while. Needs a pop of color, something opposite in the color family. Yeah, I really do like playing around with contrasting colors. Some of my most favorite spray paintings have that contrast. Let me be right back. Here's two that I did earlier. We've got a really nice tropical looking lionfish here. I'm quite happy with that one. And then we've got this one where all of the color is in her dress and everything else just kind of fades behind her. But now that I look at it, I feel like it's almost there, not quite there yet. This golden one will probably be the last one that I work on today, since it has already been 46 minutes. Somehow my phone has not died on me. 73%. Wow. We're making progress, guys. Alrighty. For the golden one, I want something to do with scales. So let's see if the brown spray paint wants to be nice. Sounds like it's already getting empty. Okay, let's go in with the red to warm it up. And just, there we go. Kind of give it like a saddle brown, with a little bit of red in there. And then hit it with some spots of the fluorescent orange. Kind of highlight that middle strip. And then I'm gonna add some color shifts to it. These are really fun to use. I don't have another moderator. I can see why you feel like the other needs something else. You're slowly building us paintings instead of focus. Oh yeah. So with spray paintings, I mean, you kind of have to work in layers. There we go. You have to work in layers. It's kind of like painting your nails backwards. So, or if you've watched any Bob Ross videos, how he paints the background before moving to the foreground. A lot of us tend to paint the foreground first and, and then the background. With spray painting, the last thing you lay down is going to be your background. So whatever you put down first is your foreground. Not to mention, everything needs a little bit of a dry time. Otherwise, the spray paint can run together. Okay, so I really like how that looks as is. It's kind of giving me giraffe vibes. Maybe I'll go in and hand paint a giraffe one day, but I actually really like this, just as is. I don't know how well you guys can see it without being absolutely blinded. Me slowly not knowing. That's okay, that's okay. All right, Since y'all have stuck around, I'm gonna do one blank canvas just for the fun of it. Where did my canvas go? What? Oh my wow. Guys, if my stack of canvas were a snake, I would have just been bit by now. Like, I know I just had them. Where did they go? They're sitting on the table, waiting for me to notice them. Okay, I want to do this one. Funky. I'm just gonna grab a bunch of random colors and make it work. Isn't that scary? Now, when I say trippy, this one's gonna be trippy, and I mean it. Let's go with, yeah, no, keep it with the random colors. Sorry, I keep on bumping the camera. And then come on. Okay, not bad. Now we go this way. Yep, there we go. I'm liking that. It needs one thing to top it off. And I'm thinking one last stencil to really make it pop. Come on, let me have it. One of my favorites of all times. As you can tell by the amount of spray paint on there. Oh, you prefer you prefer paintings with brush and acrylics? Yeah, I used to do that too. But I can't draw or paint the same thing more than once. So the stencils really help me to stay consistent. Excuse me, and they allow me to get super technical without entirely having the major skills to be technical. Alrighty, let's get this one on here. And you know what? Let's do something different. We're gonna coat it in white. We'll do white and gold. How about that? May not look like I'm doing too much, but I'm just pushing down the trigger. I'm pushing down the trigger just enough to allow a little bit of the gold spray paint to come through, creating a bunch of little sputters. Whoops. And then stuff like that happens. Alrighty. I have no idea what this is going to look like, but I think this is a great point to stop at before I get too carried away. So let's find out what we got. Almost. I had a feeling that little blob in the center there was going to do it in. But I do like how the white seems to just frame it all. You know what? This is not a loss, not in the slightest. Because all I got to do is go back in with some white acrylic paint, get those lines touched up to make them nice and sharp. Oh yeah, it's all coming together. Alrighty, I will be posting everything that we worked on today to my Instagram. It is also attached to my YouTube channel. You can can follow me if you want to see what I'm doing, what I'm up to, where I've been, and all of that jazz. I will do my hardest to come up with a schedule as far as playing Path of Titan goes, and now that the weather is better, spray painting schedule. Sometimes it's just downright too hot. I already have sun sickness, which just means I have to be extra careful when the UV index gets too high. Those of you in Australia know this very, very well. But once I get a schedule down, this month is a little full for me. But I will do my best to notify you guys when I'm about to go live and go do some spray painting or when I am at an event. Alrighty, until then, I will see you guys next time. Bye for now.